down Holiday Road. Holiday Road. Holiday Road.
18 minutes after 11 o'clock this morning, we were talking about the emotional stages of saying goodbye to summer. And if you're in the hospitality business, in other words, you operate a hotel, you probably have a different view on it than the rest of us do. Anthony James is here. He is our voice of travel. He'll help us keep up with the latest travel tips. He is the general manager of Homewood Suites by Hilton Ocala at Heathbrook. Good morning, Anthony.
Good morning.
Thank you for being on the air with us today. So, summer's ending.
Summer's ending.
And how? And what? And do you? Is it like 2 weeks ahead for you? Like do? And I have another question about being. I mean, not 2 weeks, 2 months ahead. Do people book now for like October? Are you seeing that already?
No. It's slowing down now because you have two things. You have people here in Florida that has either, or Georgia or whatnot, has either already gone back to school this week. Marion County, I believe, starts Monday.
Right.
Okay, so everybody's going back to school, so there's not a lot of people traveling, but you still have the people that are from up north. They don't go back until the day after Labor Day, so like Virginia, D.C., stuff like that. So you still have those type of travelers that are from up there, but now's a great time to start looking at hotels in Orlando or your beach properties. Your beach properties were expensive. Start looking after Labor Day now.
Mm-hmm. Oh, okay.
Yeah, start looking after Labor Day.
So when somebody does book in advance, they usually say you don't have to pay right there. You can reserve it without. Mm-hmm. I mean, you have to give your credit card number.
Right.
But what is the details with that? How do you do that?
Well, you can either do what's called a payment in advance. A lot of hotels and a lot of airlines out there, if you pay in advance, if you could book a rate right now.
Right.
And it could be like $30 cheaper per night.
Because you're doing it early.
Right. And that means that you had to pay for it then. But the other thing is that you cannot cancel it. So you want to pay for that right now. There's no cancellation. You can never cancel it, things like that. Or you could book the higher rate and then go whatever cancellation policy that hotel has. So you could book a room for $159 and you have to cancel within 24 hours if you're not going to come, or 6 p.m. day of arrival. Or if you can pay for it right now and we'll charge you $119, but you just can't cancel it. So if you know you're going to go and there's nothing going to stop you from going there, then go ahead and book that, because that's where you get your discounts at.
Okay. And is that pretty much the standard across the profession?
Yes. Yeah. And so any hotel you click on, it'll tell you easy pay or book now or whatnot, and it'll tell you that. But always look at the fine print. Please look at the fine print.
And sometimes when you book now, they will guarantee the price that you book at right now for that date that you're coming 2 months in advance.
Absolutely.
Oh, okay.
So do you have the end of summer emotional thing, anxiety? Do your children, does your wife?
Well, Aaliyah, she didn't even want to think about it. She wanted to talk about it. For the last few weeks, I think it was in July, they had all the back to school things. And
it's such a good beginning to the summer. Fun. You guys went down, and who was the character you were dressed up as?
Oh, I did.
That seems like yesterday.
Yeah.
Wreck-It Ralph.
Wreck-It Ralph. Yeah.
Gosh, that was the beginning of the summer.
That was the beginning of the summer, and summer's over now. So kids are heading back. For me, it is what it is. But for the kids, I know it's like, oh.
That's the way I am. It is what it is.
Yeah.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. But I can remember. You can remember when you were in school.
Yeah. For me, in elementary and stuff like that was good, but high school, I played ball, so you start going to school in Virginia. School starts the day after Labor Day,
right?
But starting in August, the beginning of August, you had football. So you start, we play high school football, you start a month before, and you have 2-a-day practices, 3-a-day practices, film sessions, all those different types of things. So, but at least you didn't have to go to school. So
when sometimes you have families on the road that they homeschool their children, and then their moms and dads have jobs that they have to be mobile. Do you have resources for those parents that homeschool their children? Do you have a list of the bookstores and tutors and things like that?
We don't. the funny thing is that we have some extended stay guests at our hotel that they do the homeschooling and they bring all that stuff with them. So, but I have not even looked into stuff like that. But there's tons of stuff like that. A lot of the people that do the homeschooling, and they do it right. I don't know how they do it, but they really do it right.
Oh, I don't know how they do it either.
I just don't know how to go home, but go and be in school. It would be tough for
Well,
me.
plus some of the subjects. I mean, can you imagine if you homeschooled and it was time for sex ed? How do you teach that subject? You can't. You can't.
I don't want to know, Mom.
You have to outsource that one. You have to outsource that one. You call up the school and say, I got one class I want you to give. That's it. I'll
we'll
take
drop
care of
them off."
math and science. You take care of this one, would you?
Yeah, we drop them off for that part of it.
Since the fall is coming up and you brought up sports, do you have people call your hotel to ask when their favorite team is playing a home game so they can book it and be at that hotel when the team is there?
Well, you got University of Florida football starting, and you really can't get a hotel in Gainesville. You really can't. So everybody stays here in Ocala. So
Oh,
the fans
really?
and even the visiting team stays here in Ocala.
Oh,
They
so
do?
The whole team do. Oh, nice.
And why is that? Because it's just there's no rooms up
There's
there.
no rooms. I mean, there's no rooms in Gainesville unless you want to pay upwards of $300.
Do you know I have a
night.
quick story that you just reminded me of? Years ago, I worked at the Holiday Inn as a dishwasher here in Ocala. I scrunched my nose. It's not a bad job, but
Right.
it wasn't what I wanted to do for the rest of my life.
Right.
But anyway, I remember the football team from Gainesville, the Gators, stayed at the hotel. Not because they had no place to stay, but because the coach didn't want them to have that nightlife. Like Ocala was dead,
Yeah.
Gainesville was alive. He wanted them to be where it was dead. This was the 70s.
Yeah.
You could say it's a lot less dead now, but back then, trust me, it was.
It was dead.
Well,
Yeah.
it stays the same thing right now. Florida State, the night before the game, they stay at a hotel, even if it's a home game.
Oh.
They stay at a hotel. NFL, even if it's a home game.
Oh, really?
Now,
For the same reasons?
Right. Now, I did work for the stuff for the Washington Redskins. And when they're home game, they leave on Saturday. The team bus takes them to a hotel near the stadium, and that's where they stay at the night before the game. Because first of all, you get everybody there. You have meetings. You have all your food and your meetings and all those different types of things. But the whole team is together. There's no room for well, I'm going to go out tonight, or I'm going to have a couple of beers tonight. I mean, games usually start at 1 o'clock Eastern time, so you don't really have time to go out at get home at 2 o'clock in the morning and can expect to play a game that day.
Right.
So all of them are starting to do that now. A lot of the colleges and a lot of the NFL teams are starting to do that now.
Nice.
Yeah.
And they're kind of local celebrities. Most of them. Well, some of them.
Yeah. I mean, and I'm ready to. We don't get stuff. We don't have a lot of people traveling here traveling through Ocala to go to see like the Tampa Bucks or Tampa Bay Bucks.
Right, the Tampa Ray Devil Rays and the Bucks.
Yeah, they
and
stay.
everything.
Rays. They dropped the word
Rays.
devil.
Oh, that's right. Darn. I like that.
But I can't wait because the Cowboys play in Tampa this year. So
Oh, they do.
play in Tampa, and then the next week they play in Miami.
Oh, so
I will be.
Is that your team?
Oh, the Dallas Cowboys.
Oh, really?
Yes. Yes.
Nice.
Oh, yeah. Absolutely.
What is the better part of the Dallas Cowboys? What is the better? Like, let me give you a metaphor. Like a cupcake. The cake is just cake. It's all about the frosting, really.
But for the if you are a true Dallas Cowboy fan, it's about the cake because it's all about what's inside. If you're a diehard Cowboys fan, you were a Cowboys fan when they won the Super Bowl.
So it is about the cake with the Cowboys.
It is. It is.
So what would the frosting be?
The frosting would be
The cheerleaders?
the cheerleaders. Oh gosh! If you ever go to a Dallas Cowboy game at that stadium, you will have more women there rooting for the cheerleaders. It's a huge
Rooting
thing
for the cheerleaders.
When the cheerleaders come out,
Really?
it is a whole ordeal. I mean, they have a TV show on making the Cowboys cheerleaders.
I didn't
my
know
gosh.
that.
Yeah, but it is a whole ordeal when those Cowboy cheerleaders come out. It is a whole ordeal. You have so many people in that stadium lined up. Because
Oh, that's cool.
They are a brand.
But that is the frosting.
That is the frosting.
Okay.
That is definitely the frosting. Yes. Oh my goodness.
That's
yes.
cool. Do you ever have people come to? Because I know at your hotel you have this beautiful little seating area. It looks like a like a Vermont Lodge or something where they have the fireplace and the big TV.
Yeah,
You ever have them coming in there to watch sports?
We do. We especially when teams are here on Sundays. A lot of business travelers, they come in. We'll turn that on, especially in like when it starts to get a little cool here.
Yeah.
Well, here cool is like 70, but
right.
we'll have the fireplace on and we'll have the games on and stuff like that, and people they come out of their room and
nice.
pack that lobby. Yeah.
Since you have. Since you offer breakfast and dinner at your hotel, if a person has a special needs for their own special diet, can they call in advance and tell you what they can eat?
No, because ours is complimentary, so it's whatever's. The thing about the new Homewood dinner, especially the dinner, what's being served in Ocala, Florida that night is being served at the exact same Homewood Suites in Seattle, Washington, or in Chicago. So you can actually be staying here today, ask what's for dinner at the Homewood in Phoenix that you're going to stay at tomorrow. It'll be the exact same thing. But what they try to do with the menu is try to do as much as possible. That's why we always have a salad bar to, you can't eat the meat, you might be a vegetarian, but you can at least have the salad bar, and we make that in abundant. So.
Oh, wonderful.
I'm a carnivore. Today I'm a carnivore.
Oh, well, come on. I think we're having pulled pork nachos.
Pulled pork nachos.
Salad bar with pulled pork nachos. I believe that's what we're having tonight. Either that or some type of a slider. So.
Sliders.
Well, you brightened up our morning for sure. For sure. Anthony, what is? Let's see. We find you over at Homewood Suites by Hilton. By the way, you got some more businesses moving into Heathbrook, right?
Yes, we have a couple more restaurants are moving in over there.
Wow, I read something in the paper.
Yeah.
What's your number?
352-369-4610.
Thank you, Anthony. Always goes too quick. We'll be right back.
Fox News Radio, I'm Lillian Wu. A state of emergency could be lifted in Ferguson, Missouri as early as today after a much quieter night.
Only about 100 protesters gathering along West Florissant Avenue, where we've